I want y'all to type as you're coming in, if you haven't already, I am not perfect. All right, so tonight I want to talk from the subject tonight. We've been talking about being in a new place. We've been talking about God positioned us in a great place. We've been talking about different things as it relates to how the Lord has transitioned us here in the year 2021. And I want to share tonight from the thought, taken from the aspect of, as you have arrived at this place that God has brought you to, it's important that we don't look down on other people. It's important in this season that we don't look down on other people, because sometimes after you have arrived at a place, you feel like everybody should be on the place that you're at. But however, there comes a time sometimes where everybody is not on your level, where everybody is not thinking the way you're thinking. Everybody is not doing the same things you're doing. And so you have to remember, the same grace that God gave you is the same grace you're going to need somebody to give you. The same grace that God has given you is the same grace that you're going to need somebody to give you. All right, so I want you all to be mindful that you are not looking down on other people. It is critical that you understand this. You should not look down on other people, because you just never know who's dealing with what. And so sometimes when you can say the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, and it could cause them to go further backwards, instead of you offering a word of encouragement to them to let them know that, I was once there. Sometimes people need to hear the words, I was once there. Many of us, we got nice homes, we have nice cars, we have nice jobs, we have a lot of money in the bank account. We're living a well-to-do life now. But sometimes people need to hear you say, I was once there before, because it hasn't always been this way. And for many of us, it have not been that long ago since the Lord has blessed us to be in this place. And so since we're here now, it's important that you don't forget where God brought you from. It is very important in this season. Y'all put some hearts on the screen. It's very important in this season that you don't forget where God brought you from. Now, many of us, you grew up in all kinds of different backgrounds. And so, you have experienced life in all kinds of ways. And so it's a point that you ought to be thankful that you have things. Things may not be where you want them to be, but things could be a whole lot worse. Many of us, we complain about some of the small things, but it's some of the small things that we have. There are people that wish they had what we already have. There are people, I saw a post one day that says, there are people that's praying for things that you already have. People are praying for a better car, praying for a better job, and those are things you already have there. And because you have those things, we still find reasons to complain. But I need to feel y'all just tell the Lord, thank you for the things that you already have. Thank you for things being as well as they are. Thank you for life, health, and strength. Thank you for a roof over my head. It was once upon a time we had testimony service, and people would stand up and just thank the Lord, not for the check in the mail, but they would just thank the Lord for the small, simple things. And sometimes you want to thank God. God, I thank you for the small, simple things. God, I thank you for the small, simple things, because, it's those small things that we have that brings us to a place in God that causes us to be more grateful, causes us to be more humble, because you have been at that place before where you lost a house, you lost a job, you lost a car, you've been through a divorce, you've been through public embarrassment, you've been through all of that. And so it brings you to a place where you say, Lord, I thank you for humbling me to a place, because maybe none of y'all have ever been to the place where you've hit rock bottom before, and you didn't have anything, you had nobody to lean on. But it brings you to a place where you say, Lord, I thank you for the small, simple things, the small, simple things. The fact of the matter, I can go to a restaurant and get me number one combo with a sweet tea. That's a blessing, because sometimes some people grew up just eating oodles and noodles every day, and that's something as small as being able to go to McDonald's or go to Chick-fil-A or go to Long John Silver's and get you a combo. That is a blessing for some people, because some people didn't grow up eating steak every night. Some people didn't grow up eating macaroni and cheese every night. Some people didn't grow up with a great background. And so it's a small, simple things that we have to give God praise for. And Jalise said it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good, amen, when God has to humble you. And so tonight, I want to talk tonight from the subject, who are you to judge? Y'all just put that question on the screen tonight. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? Now, let's understand tonight, judge means to judge something is to form an opinion or conclusion about someone or something. To judge means to form an opinion or a conclusion about someone or something. Now, how many times in life have people given you their side or their opinion about someone, only to find out when you really met that person and you learned that person, they were not the person they told you that person was? If somebody can tell you, well, this is like when I started our church, 5 years ago, and when we first started, people would say, don't let this one do nothing because they got this spirit, or this one got that spirit, or this one do this, or this one had that bad habit, whatever. And if I had to listen to people, then I would never be in the position I am in today. But sometimes you have to learn people for who they are. Okay. Sometimes you can try to form an opinion about someone based on your experience, but that may not be who that person really is.